really hard on ED. Julius Morris said, no, Mnangagwa is a criminal. He has to be arrested. He is very direct. Mnangagwa is a criminal. He has to be arrested, or he must be removed immediately because it's caused so much pain in the country. It's exciting. Godwin Matanga as well, because he is against a hashtag 2030. Mnangagwa has removed him. People are saying he is not retired because he hasn't even reached the year of retirement yet. But then now you're telling us that he has to be retired. Why? So many conversations are going down now on social media. On the other hand, again, within the ZANU-PF structures, the ZANU-PF, okay, it's a good thing. I must tell you, it's a machingo good thing, because one of the ministers, that is the Minister of State Security, is throwing a bash in a good Christmas party. The Christmas that is actually hiring Alec Machese so this babe can have a good time. It's happening in ZANU-PF. These guys are living in the midst of all this chaos. Mnangagwa got himself a brand new Rolls Royce. I can't tell you, these guys are living. They are living like they are living the most flamboyant lifestyle. You also know that they actually renovated the State House, which shows that Mnangagwa doesn't even have any mind to actually leave, but the pushback is very strong across the country that he really needs to go. He is a criminal. All right, so before we get into the nitty-gritties, I just want to say shout out to everybody this morning. If it's your first time to come across the channel, please do yourself a favor, subscribe, so you don't miss anything here. And to my regulars, I want to say shout out. Actually, miss some of the guys that are just joining us. Do not forget to like the live push algorithm. Let's invite everyone to the conversation. I actually heard that because of the electricity in Zimbabwe, that's one of the reasons why some of our videos are not being watched and across social media. And also, it's time of Christmas. People are relaxing. However, we need to keep you up to date with what's going on the streets. I've got so much respect for the people that are watching, whether from here, we look at the UK, across the world. We have to respect you and make sure that at least you are up to date. All right, so like I mentioned earlier on, wow. Anis, who said Zimbabweans this season must tell you something, okay? Itaimu Kwereto ancestors, what's happening in Zimbabwe is spiritual. Some people were killed because of politics, more accidents. All those people are not going nowhere. Churches too must do the same. Zimbabwean pastors of all the church denominations must gather in one accord, pray for the country to God for mercy, so that at least there can be the rain. You also know that the rain is a problem. There is drought again this year. I can see no water in most of the dams across the country. I've told you that when God cursed the land, it actually requires the spiritual people for God to evade the curse. God have cursed the land. Whether you like it or not, the behavior of Zimbabwean people, especially those that are just masquerading as leaders, is deranged. And I'm not surprised that we are where we are today. It doesn't surprise me at all. All right. Tagure is being accused of dividing ZANU-PF. You also know that there are allegations out there right now on record that Tagure is Mnangagwa's runner. In fact, according to Tinashe, that Mnangagwa sits every Tuesday with Kudakwashi Tagure to actually check in with his businesses. So in other words, Kudakwashi Tagure is just a front, but most of those businesses, they're owned by Emmerson Mnangagwa and his children. We also know that because he's a president, he can't be seen running businesses because that's going to cause a bit of a stir. However, it's out there now. Everyone knows that most of the business that people claim for Kudakwashi is a billionaire. In fact, they are being owned by Emmerson Mnangagwa. You also heard many times whenever there are reports that there is financial illicit flows, which either be from London, America, from the West, or South Africa here. There's always a link between Mnangagwa and Kudakwashi. I mean, even if you are like a mayor person like I, you can see surely something is going on here. Yesterday as well, Mnangagwa was with Kudakwashi, even together with Wikino Shibayo. That's why I'm saying the cars belong to Mnangagwa. You can see they belong to Mnangagwa. It's right in front of us here. It's all their dirty games. Anyway, let's listen to Geza, please. Comrade Geza is again talking about the issue of Mnangagwa, that no, we will remove him. We will remove him. We did it with Mugabe. You thought he was a no-touched man, but we toppled him. Take a listen, please.
Why do you hate your community? General, kuna retired CIO wakawanda, kuna retired commissioner wa police data sisi wakawanda hawadiwe. Maybe the president is looking at capacity and capability bullshit. But I would have the great favor, I don't capacity and capability. Great favor. You wake up, you bring now like a minister of state, Mangwana provincial minister, it's terrible. It's terrible. We are not apologetic about it. Keep JB. Turn out of business. Not out of the president, one boy, what about you? Don't have a podcast. But you've got your own cars. You could a hotel at your house that you built in Zambia. Why do you want all this? I want to be the one to be good. Not to be used like a political condom all the time. I'm not being political condom. In the Ukora Maria Nawama. Originally was. There are resolutions which are never implemented.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can't do it. About it. And I principle. So how does a person of principle want to be rewarded? You fought for us, your kids. What else you will? Oh, Saga, you if the reward is cultural origin, wanakuwa ni one, you know, no reward waje, right? We are coming here without the one in Moyo victory. This meeting is very good, but we are saying this no, because we're gonna Moyo veterans are suffering. Right, abana minda bando bakatema minda. Pana hizo resolution. Hakuna mnajatoa Moyo veterans. Moyo veterans ndio veterans ndio. I don't know what I mean. But it is you know, right? But it's not giving the ability. But let me tell you one thing. What we are going to do now. We are working Kampala Kakarundima. I don't know Masuka. I don't know. Right. Now, the more veterans in the as soon as possible. We are giving deadline in 1 month. Kanawatu Nabitaro. I'm going to talk to my own veterans in the program to take over my presence. Every Chervarwadi. We start the land officials. We take over their land. But Mira, the other woman, and we are going to take over their presence. Actually, Mnangagwa. It's not that my ministers do to mark my way. But these guys have guns. The police. Oh my God. My God. You are such a thing. CIO. Police, me ame bro my you know, my premium no manele, my family no manele, you must say I want to live. Who convince me? Could I do this for you? You know, who convince me? Sarva berada bisa jaga sama CIO. Anga sama general IG, I am doing jail. But the camera is not a bullshit. Treasure, Tagabi, Jam Fibin. Yeah. So we are warning Masuka. The land, Yemo veterans. I'm also affected. I've got my land. Yadaga Pua. Mafunga was the good data with the right was the good data. Apana ulipo waboda upindai but because of corruption G40, right? My farm was taken, right? Ikabuwa 20 Mnangagwa. We are not being protected. Mnangagwa minister of state, Plus takabaya takamwana ezvokuti kamupala kanonzi vadzidemberi kana utani. You see on my papers, and I want to warn those military officials. They know what I want you to be plain think. Now minutes ago, right? We go for them, but apart from going for them, we are going to take the land.
All right, so what brought a lot of fights currently is the issue of the land. Okay, it is the issue of the land. The land that Mnangagwa wants to resell to the Zimbabwean people. Remember when there was the land, the land between the whites and the black people, okay? This land, they never paid for it, right? But now they want to resell it to the Zimbabwean people. That's where the fight is. And, it's very sad because you also remember the last time they said that there were criminals around the president. But when Mnangagwa came in, he actually had his own structures. That's why Mnangagwa are complaining because they were sidelined. Even though they were at the forefront of the coup, they were sidelined immediately when he got in. You could see Kudata at the forefront. And we'll talk about Kudata a little bit later on today with Wingy D. There's a fight again with Wingy D and Kudata. Now, Julius Mawarire is sent out a very, very serious message on social media, and you know how he has been very instrumental during the Mugabe era. So he's saying that people are talking about the criminals, but actually criminals are around the president right now. But the criminals include the one masquerading as the president. Mnangagwa is actually the criminal that we are dealing with today. This is Julius Mawarire here. He went on to say the guy called E.D. Mnangagwa, he's taking Mnangagwa on X, has to be stopped before he mortgages this country to his banks. And they are right, because the man is so greedy. The meeting between government on one hand and Zanla and Zipra commanders on the other hand at Rainbow Towers on the 10th, 11th and 12th of December this year. So there was a meeting, set the tone for all of us on how to confront these lootists masquerading as government. The former Liberation Forces commanders unequivocally told Minister Moyo, Masuka and PS Guvamatanga that the proposal to make Zimbabweans pay for the land that was formerly owned by the colonial white settlers was against the objective of the revolution, which brought us independence and the provisions of the 2013 constitution. The commanders asked the trio who the owner of the land that they are now supposed to buy was. They demanded to see the owner of the land to find out how he or she acquired that land and what title he or she holds, which empowers he or she to sell the land to the fast track land reform beneficiaries. It is very clear that ED and his coteries of lootists have devised a way to loot both money and land through his dubious scheme run by well-known individuals who have suddenly become rich through looting state funds. The same individuals now own banks that are at the center of this scheme to loot land and money from land reform beneficiaries. It's time this program that ED and his looting cabal are purporting to launching is challenged, and we should deploy everything at our disposal to stop it. Our state coffers are being looted through these dubious programs, that those benefiting from his primitive looting are the same people running with the illegal 2030 hashtag presidential term extension in order that they continue looting. Let's stop them. Pasi Nembava. This is Julius Mawarire. Yeah, Mnangagwa has to be stopped. I've always been saying I want to make this very, I want to simplify stuff. I know some people come and say, no, but dictatorship, authoritarian. No, simplify life. Okay. Mnangagwa has proved beyond he is not a leadership material. When you look at all the wrong things that went in the country, including the atrocities, the Kukura wounding one, the looting of funds within ZANU-PF, again, we know on record, Jonathan Moyo, again, confirming that Mnangagwa is actually the criminal that has been stealing in the country. You can see his footprints in almost everything. The $1 billion Marange diamond, his hands again also being, robbed in there. Now we can see the land issue right in front of us. Okay, I understand Zimbabweans are saying they're afraid of Mnangagwa. They're afraid of, some people are saying he can kill. Some are saying you must be afraid of his criminals, thieves that he has deployed across the world. Yeah, they are there. Some of them that are the co-CIO. The last time I checked, the intelligence job is not to threaten citizens. is to protect the state. So how can a Zimbabwe person becomes a threat of the state? You understand? But the state, who is actually the state? It's the Zimbabwean people. But the guys are just out there threatening, those vulnerable. I must say, they never threaten me actually. But I know some of them try to speak to me, and when they speak to me, they think I'm stupid. Listen, I'm 20 steps ahead of the devil. Stop wasting your time. I'm not number one. I'm not really a loose woman who wants men that much. I can see very good-looking men in South Africa. Yes, so you better shut up and stop wasting my time. Number two is the thing that I'm really vulnerable, the love of money. Now, I'm not one of those people. I actually don't even meet people. For your only information, I don't. I'm not interested. Fix the country and we're all going to have a conversation. I'm going to put it out there so that everyone knows. I know who you are. I know you very well. I know who you are. So as long as you talk to me and you know you came from the Mnangagwa regime, I know who you are. It's known. The intelligence here are very much on the lookout, and of all your shenanigans, all your games, we know what you're up to. I must say that all this is our own record, but I don't understand why Zimbabweans carry on as if it is normal. Why is it you want to buy the very same land you know that this land was taken without no payment? They came out recently and said that they want to compensate white farmers. Everything that is being done in Zimbabwe is always dubious. There is no transparency. Whom are you really paying back the money? Nobody knows. It's just saying no farmers and some of the local people. Who are the local people? The criminality that's going on in Zimbabwe, it is a shame to watch. And I must say that this is one of the reasons why we are sick and tired. All of us, we just don't want to be part of this. And I support those who are pushing on saying Mnangagwa must go. I support it. I really do support it. Those that I don't care if they are part of Chiwenga's side who are saying Mnangagwa must be arrested. I'm not even care about that. I care about the Zimbabwean issue. Whether someone wants to be a president is not really my goal right now. My goal is we just want a normal country. We want to live in a normal country. We are tired of this drama here. We are really tired. And I also saw Sevia Kasukuwere ask that question as well and said, why is Katukulata is the one that is leading the entire of this war, land, the land that is being sold in Zimbabwe? Why is Kudata Gwire the forefront? So this is a message that he asked. He said, what is this? Is this the land reform that many of us bear huge scars from? What is ED up to? What is this man trying to do with this country? Please separate national politics from your individual deals, right? Because there's a report that businessman Kudata Gwire chairs the Land Tenure Implementation Committee. A renowned businessman, Kudata Gwire, is the chairperson of the Land Tenure Implementation Committee. One thing that I don't understand is whenever I see anything that has to do with Zimbabwe, the same people, whether Mnangagwa's people, everything that happens in Zimbabwe, it's always the same people at the front. Then I begin to ask, are these the only ones that can lead in the country? Be it graduation, you see the same people. Be it anything in the country, the same people. Manachi Gumba, judiciary, same old people. It makes me ask a lot of questions. Is this a country or this is a joke? Are we really in a country? Or we are just being abused like some useless individuals that we don't have purpose. Mnangagwa does what he wants with the country. He does what he wants. And I want to stress on that. Mnangagwa is an individual who came from Mnangagwa family, okay? Like I do from any family, like all of y'all come from your families. Mnangagwa is a person, right? He decided to create his own structures that does what he wants, to do what he wants with Zimbabwe. And if you say anything, he has taken the country to be his own handbag. As you see, renovating the state house, buying cars for the people, whoever he wants to. You see criminals around him. Recently he's back and forth with the farm. It's all about him. He talks about his riches and what he has done for himself. His children are at the forefront. You see them even the time that the ZANU-PF thing happened there in Bulawayo. The kids were at the front. It means everyone else no longer matter in the country except Mnangagwa, his children, his wife. You can also see her. She's getting doctorates. I'm trying to understand what is going on in this country. And which makes me ask the military, the police, when I'm getting to the police issue, because there's something going on there, and the judiciary. Guys, you also have children, you have wives, you have families. When you look and see what's going on in the country, what is that supposed to say to you as fathers and mothers? When you see he does whatever he wants, what is that supposed to mean to you? I'm so sick and tired of this. I'm just so sick and tired of what's going on in the country. I can only imagine if Ramaphosa would be doing that. He may be doing 6, but you can't. For Mnangagwa, it's right in your face. It's right in your face. Okay, he's not hiding it. It's right in your face. It is a sad situation. It's a sad situation. Now, people are alleging that is actually Princess who said, Zimbabweans, we are blind to see that this guy is the reason some in ZANU-PF are calling for ED to continue until 2030. They are paving a way for this boy to take over from his father. And they're referring to Emmerson Mnangagwa Jr. Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa dynasty is already on the move. Right? You can see that. I remember last time the son was giving people money. All the people were kneeling down to receive $100 from Mnangagwa's son. A president's son was giving out $100, and all the people, your mothers and your grandparents, were kneeling down to receive $100 from Mnangagwa's son, that is Emerson Jr., whom you heard last time on Gold Mafia was being accused of pawning his father's Rolex watch so that he could do in exchange of dust. I can't repeat that because you know what I mean, the drug dust, you know what I mean by that. I can't repeat the word here. C-O-C-A-R-N-E, okay? That was Macmillan who said that. All right. And then she said, people are not taking this seriously. In our minds, he's still that boy. But that so-called little boy has built Pokelo, a mansion, and allegedly manager of Chrome and Gold. He attends the RBZ meeting, that is Mnangagwa's son, Junior, Mnangagwa Jr. Meetings and he was also behind the organizing the private jet that whisked ED out of the country in 2017, which I agree because I saw the pictures there. He was there and there was this white guys. And I must tell you that the white people have got their footprints in all the things. One thing I will tell you that I've learned is that white people don't lose a battle. You may think that, oh no, but we chase the white people. No, you haven't. You have not. They don't lose a battle. They will squeeze you to death. What's going on in Zimbabwe, if we really have to trace it down, you see that there are hands of some white people there. Remember the God Mafia Macmillan, whom Emerson Mnangagwa Jr. is alleged pawned the father's Rolex, is a white guy, he's not a black guy. Right? The other guy that Rand, what's his name? Is Rand. I forgot his name. That's other dude there that was also being accused, okay, of the gold dealings and all. Is he a black guy? Is he your mother and your father in the rural? Definitely not. He's a white person. So tell me, when you say, no, we chase white people, what are you really referring to? If you have kept them, it was going to be better. I can guarantee you it was going to be better. And then she says, he is ED's right-hand man. And the reason why Wikino is close to the president, I agree on that one. Uyuntia changes some to allow for his marriage to Pokelo. Which makes, and I thought at that time, there is a reason for extension of ED's term. Mukomana Uyundia chaita president Tagatarisa. Okay, that is actually Ruba who's saying that. So the issue of Wikino, I remember when they landed at the church of the ZCC church. At that time when they landed, Mnangagwa's son was there, right? Remember when he kneeled down for the church people and was greeting and all manner of things. He went out of the church, was standing there, and Wikino, you can see these are all their deals. What I'm saying is they're doing it right in front of the Zimbabwean faces. No wonder why I keep on looking at men. It makes me become emotional when I think about how they've ruined the country. It makes me really, it hurts me like to the core. I'm seeing men in Zimbabwean men, and I repeat, we need to start taking away all these, there's a cloud on Zimbabwe. I don't know, for some reason there's a cloud where we just think there's something so special about this family, yet there is nothing special about them. If you want to see that there's nothing special, look at Mugabe. You saw the son was recently, exposed as a porn star, right? I'm simply telling you that when what are you afraid of to confront this family? And I'm referring to men, and men across Zimbabwe, across the world. What's stopping you from confronting this family? Like to confront Mnangagwa and say to him, what are you really trying to do here? Why are you afraid of him? And now I want to talk to the men that are being employed across the world. Mimi munotuma kunzi muite all the debt work for Mnangagwa, being paid to do the debt work. I want to ask you a question. Where is this whole saga going to lead you to? To make you rich? You're going to be the president tomorrow. Can you see some of your people that are being used in a return, either they're going to be injected poison or they're going to be killed? Can you guys see? And you're still finding yourself roaming around, want to be also employed in the very same system. Zimbabwe, when are you going to wake up and do the right thing for the sake of generations? Because you're watching everything that's going on in the country, and some of you are supporting evil, hoping that you're going to be rich. It is a sad situation. And these are men that we're looking at. It's not women, it's men. Most of all the things that have gone wrong in Zimbabwe, men are at the forefront. In fact, women don't even exist anymore. I can just see even the way that I'm seeing this woman going up and down. That is Opam Chinguri. She's an entity. She's just being used to just be, like they are women. She's an entity before this regime. Remember last time they were saying that she's at ransom as well because she knows what happened to Magamba Tongogara. So she knows that she's being silenced to actually speak truth to power, to say somebody known killed him. And we're all just watching. I know, like, honestly, I'm just saying to the military, to the police, all of y'all, because you've got the power, do the right thing. See other countries. In fact, I saw in Canada recently when another guy confronted the prime minister and made it clear to him that you destroyed the country. The guy, I heard that he was resigning or he wants to resign. And in Zimbabwe, we are failing to say to Mnangagwa, listen, with all due respect, this is not the Zimbabwe that we want. Please, can you just excuse us? We need to fix this country. We are failing to do that. We are failing. Some people, be killed when you're there, okay? You are telling me that all of y'all, even all the bishops across the country, the pastors, all of you confront Mnangagwa and say, listen, this is not working. We can't carry on in this country. Our people are suffering. Our people are hungry. You tell me all of you are going to be killed. Is that what you're telling me? So all of you, the military people, the young people, all of you, if you go and say, sir, this is not it. Because at the end of the day, we cannot allow a person to come in and say, I want to be a president, and still failing to do the job. And we just all watch because we are afraid of the person. So, but what we are trying to do is, anyone who's going to come after Mnangagwa will do exactly the same. Because we have failed to create a foundation of, you cross the line, you're out. So now we don't stand for anything. There are no rules. Anyone can come. I can also come tomorrow and say I want to be the president. I can also do exactly the same and say, oh, but I'm a commander-in-chief. And create my own structures. What are we really stand for, Zimbabwe? No wonder why people never respect us, because we are failing simple things. Surely there are people that has got the power. You can't tell me if they can organize themselves to do all these criminal activities. What stops us from organizing ourselves and put a stop to it? Because the principle is the same. If they can organize themselves to put all of the Zimbabwean people at ransom, what's stopping Zimbabweans to organize ourselves to be against this evil? And say, no, this doesn't work. If you're telling me that people are being killed, how come jealous is talking and jealous is in Zimbabwe right now? How come the guy that is on record calling Mnangagwa that he must be arrested from Chiwenga's faction is in Zimbabwe as we speak? So what stops you, Zimbabwean men and women, to come together and stand on a principle? Not because of politics. No, forget about the politics. Politics have failed in Zimbabwe. We need to be honest with each other. Politics have failed the Zimbabwean people. So what do? Zimbabweans need to come together and put a stop to the evil that's going on in the country and say, this is not who we are. We can't carry on like this. We don't want this anymore. This country has to function. Remove the politics out and confront the wrong and put a stop to it. In fact, moving on, I'm talking about the police. Godwin Matanga, that's his name, Matanga. I know it's Matanga, the former commissioner, because he's a former now. It's been removed. Okay, Mnangagwa says he's retiring Matanga as the police commissioner, and the questions on social media are, why retiring the man that has not even reached the year of retirement yet? Because I'm gonna read what Nick Mangwana said. The report from the office of the president, Emmerson Mnangagwa, he said the new commissioner general of police appointed, okay, in terms of section 221, so subsection 1 of the constitution of Zimbabwe, His Excellency the President, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa, has appointed Deputy Commissioner General Stephen Mutamba as Commissioner General of the Zimbabwe Republic. And this guy is from Masvingo as well, but this one is from Zaka there. I saw people celebrating, some that are coming from Zaka. He's the new commissioner. So Gideon Matanga is out of the question. In fact, recently, I think about 2 weeks or a month ago, we saw, tweets around on social media that Gideon Matanga is going to be removed because he's against the 2030. You will not stay for long. Mnangagwa will remove him. We also can hear that even Joy Charamba may be removed because Joy Charamba is known being an unstable guy. Okay, remember he was on the side of Mugabe. Like I said, people get used and discarded. You heard Mr. Geza complaining that I'm not going to be a political CONDOM. I can't repeat those words. Right. He's complaining the same thing. Most of people in Zambia have been at the forefront. They get used, they get dumped. They get used, they get dumped. You get used, you get dumped. And I want men to hear me well. You get used and you get dumped. Or you get injected poison. Or you get killed. How stupid are you? How foolish can you be that you can't stand on a principle of saying, let's fix Zimbabwe. But once Zimbabwe is fixed, guys, listen to me. You can still fulfill purpose and have the money in the houses that you want. But you prefer to be abused and get dumped. To be abused. I want to use those words. You get used and get dumped. Some get injected of poison, you die. I remember Lumumba died crying, and people were saying he was injected poison. Lumumba would cry online. Lumumba, my brother, crying online because of the pain of cancer. And somebody who's gonna go there to say, I want to do this dirty work and get discarded. When are you going to be better people and use your brains to think? I told you that I might as well die tomorrow when I tell you the truth. But you're dumb. You're madama, because you can't be used and discarded. And someone is going to go back to the very same place. Let me die today, but Ndakutore chokwadi. So you're always going to remember, at least Rumbi told us, you get used and you get dumped. You just don't want a Zimbabwe that is normal, where everyone gets treated the same, nobody's superior, where there's no more poison. All of these things will be destroyed in our country. You don't want it. You rather just roam around and do all these stupid things. Because our promise was Munda. But who doesn't have the land in Zimbabwe? All of you have got the land. Who doesn't have? Because our promise was Imba, Nemota. I looked at my brother Peter. Peter made a name for himself. If it wasn't women who destroyed him, Peter made a name for himself. That he could be buying any car that he wants in the world. Peter made a name. Peter played internationally. He made a name, but women destroyed Peter. Especially South African women destroyed Peter. So he was not going to even celebrate that car because the guy made a name for himself. We are refusing to just change the system and do the right thing so that at least we are all living in a country that is normal, where you don't have to beg anybody, but just do the right thing. And Zimbabwe will grow and will succeed. The economy will grow. Nobody's going to be stealing. There will be laws to protect the monies and the resources of the country. You don't want that. You want us to keep us at ransom, doing just crap stuff and expect respect. There's something not right with us. Now when I go to Matanga, where the forefront now has been discarded. Because people are asking, why are you removing Godwin? And Nick Mangwana said retirement age. I love Africa and beyond. Shout out to him. And he responded, he said retirement age is 65. Matanga is 62 years old. What happened? Why are some older than him still roaming around the military barracks and state house? There's a lot. We also know that Malava got retired and then they brought him back. Reason is 70s and he's still sitting there. What is he doing? If the retirement is the reason, then surely Malava should be gone by now. But Malava is there. It is people go to a point where they even pulled out his birth certificate and put it on social media. Zimbabweans are so angry. They put this information. Matanga was no Godwin Matanga. Okay. So this Mutamba guy. How old is Mutamba then? If he was born in 1961. Mutamba was born in 1961. How old is he? Godwin Matanga was born in 1962. Huh? So if the new commissioner, Mutamba, was born, Stephen Mutamba is his name, the police commissioner, right? Was born in 1961 on the 23rd of August, right? 23rd of October he was born, the new commissioner. And then Godwin Matanga was born on the 5th of February 1962, right? Who is younger here? Matanga is younger than the new police commissioner. The question is now, if you are saying he's been retired because of age, who is older? Of course, the new commissioner is older. So why retiring the younger and then hire the older? Again, you know, because of the hashtag 2030 that Mnangagwa is desperate to get, so that he can turn Zimbabwe into a kingdom. And from the kingdom, now he can put his children. Because once you become a king, you decree, you're not being voted for, you just say whatever you want and that goes. Said situation. Now let me read what Masongenda said. So Sonic Mangwana purports that Godwin Matanga, a 62-year-old, has been forced to retire due to age. His successor is 63-year-old man, okay? What about his man right here, Chief Justice Luke Malava, 73 years old? How do you spin this one? How do we look like we are kids? How do we think that we are kids? ZANU-PF must go and must go today. Yesterday, that's what I said. Today is not, it's yesterday. So we all agree that the issue of removing Matanga has nothing to do with age. It's simply that he is not supporting the hashtag 2030. Again, I've still told you before that it's the situation in Zimbabwe is so sad because there is no Mnangagwa in this days of 2030 without the Zimbabwean people supporting him. So we need to go back to basics. There are people who are supporting Mnangagwa today, whether they are part of the criminal cartel or they are not. The bottom line is there are people who are being seen across the country saying Mnangagwa must stay until 2030. Some people say they're afraid of going to prison, but the bottom line is they're eventually going to fall off. No matter how much you're trying to push, the veil is going to fall off. People are going to be held accountable in the country. In fact, some people are going to be life in prison. Whether you like it or not, 2025 is not going to cross before the solution in Zimbabwe. Whether people like it or believe or they're jumping, if I were you, you would actually say, you know what, I might as well align with the people because this ship is sinking. Even when you watch and look at Mnangagwa, how far he's going to go with these games? How far is he going to go with these games? Because he's surrounded. People are just, some of them are just playing along because they're afraid to be eliminated. But the truth of the matter is the veil is falling off and 2025 is not going to end until this regime is gone. There is no government. It's drama after drama after drama after drama. It is an embarrassment to call yourself a Zimbabwean at the moment. You know, it is a shame to actually call yourself a Zimbabwean. Madrama actually are tiring. They are tiring. Okay. Madrama actually are tiring. As far as Zimbabwe is concerned. Just tell me what you think, guys, in the comment section. Mnangagwa's empire, it says he must be removed. He's a criminal. That's jealous Mawarire there. He's masquerading as the president. I mean, this is why I'm angry. I'm angry with Jonathan Moyo. Because if he is here, I want him to know. If you can just let him know. I'm very angry with Jonathan Moyo. And my reasons are clear. When you guys sat down during the Mugabe era to suppress the Zimbabwean people so that they don't get to know what's going on in the country, that was the worst mistake you ever made. Because what you actually did was, if Zimbabwean people knew who Mnangagwa is, in 2017, including I could have been the one standing at the forefront and said, no, those within the circle knew Mnangagwa is not a presidential material in 2017. But you were quiet, you were suppressing the Zimbabwean people to have information. Now that the country is burning, people are suffering. We are getting to have Christmas. Guys, let me tell you, when you see me sitting here and talk, I know what I'm talking about. I don't know how many messages, I wish I could come with them to you to show you, I receive from Zimbabwe, from people who can afford to pay school fees for their kids come January, who don't even have what to eat in December right now as we speak. Christmas, they don't have anything. Who can pay uniforms? I know, listen, I know how people are going, what people are going through in Zimbabwe today. And someone wants to convince me that the country is moving in the right direction. When we listen to the monies that are being stashed in foreign lands, when we see people are playing with money there, we look at our hospitals. If Zimbabweans had information like other countries where they are privy to the truth, I do not think that in 2017 they were going to be on the streets. So it's on you, Jonathan Moyo, Mr. Jonathan Moyo, Professor. It's on you. You are the Minister of Information. I wish one day I'll get answers. Because the last time I checked, when people sit in a meeting, is they sit down, you know, to create policies that benefit the growth of a country. But in the Zimbabwean context, they will sit down to find ways to destroy the country. To me, it doesn't make sense. But why other countries sit in meetings to defend the leaders of a country, today, whether you like it or not, Trump, Elon Musk, my billionaires, they are standing in meetings to protect the leaders of America and to protect the dollar. In South Africa, they are not perfect, but they sit down to discuss about how they can make South Africa a better place. In Zimbabwe, these guys sit in meetings to find ways they can destroy Zimbabwe. To me, it does not make sense. They sit down on how they can loot a country dry. How they can deploy men and women across the world to intimidate those that speak truth to power. Try me if you want, try me, and I'll bring you down. Try me because I'll get you. I just wanted to know, they sit down. Do you understand? A regime, a government to sit down, or how they can loot a country dry, how they can take money. Listen, it breaks my heart. There are people who are working like really major jobs, right, across the world. I want to talk about the South Africans that are on record, Zimbabweans complaining at the border, right? You hear them saying, oh, we want to go door to door in people's houses. No, it's not about that. Control and manipulation, right? Maybe they're looking for weapons. Could maybe some people got weapons. It's a lie that we are going after. You take people's groceries. Who says, okay, I'm just going to buy maybe 5 liters of cooking oil for my parents or for kids, or whatever the case may be, right? People suffer for a year to buy food, at least they can leave their parents with something to feed the kids while they come back to work again. And you are taking that very simple little things. Guys, tell me what kind of human beings are these ones? And you want to tell me that you're a government? Oh, please sit down and don't tell me nonsense. You want to call yourself a government? You think you're serious about what you're doing? Taking the little things. You chase these people out of a country because of your stupid policies and your greediness. You're following them after the week, the little things. We send a lot of money. The diaspora is contributing billions in the country. You are looting those billions to sponsor your flamboyant lifestyle and your immoral lifestyle of having million slave queens and concubines, all manner of crap that you're doing in the country. You're going after the little things that they're also having to feed their families to take that one. You are going after the land that you take for free. Now you want to say, guys, listen. That's why I'm saying, fathers, where are you? Men and women, where are you? To stand up for what's right. Forget about the politics. Stand on a principle and build a foundation that will make Zimbabweans become normal again in society. Munonyadzisa. I want to be sitting here and talk to you, but I realize that you're sick in your heads. That's why I'm sitting and trying to confront you. You, listen, you must be cursed up to the 7th generation. Your children's children, up to the 7th generation, they need to pay for the pain they've caused the Zimbabwean people. What you saw the Mugabe's children, that they become porn stars, is nothing, man. It's nonsense. It's nothing. That's the curse of God. You think you're smart? You think you're smart. You're not smart. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Someone has to stand up. The food that you're eating, it must be poison in your tummies. No wonder why now all of you just moving around with the big tummies. You don't even exercise. How can you exercise when you're just stealing? You're just stealing. Big tummies. You don't even know what exercise is. You're cursed. You need to be stopped by any normal person. Mawarire, my brother, I don't care about politics right now. I don't care. What I'm expecting, this is why I think we need to put the politics aside. What I'm expecting now when we say one unit of purpose, guys, understand this. This is not politics. Unit of purpose means we need to stand on one thing. To say we need to put principles in this country. Which means politics need to forget about this. If you genuinely love Zimbabwe, you need to put the Zimbabwe first and the Zimbabwean people first and say, yo, we want to make sure we come together and talk about building Zimbabwe first. But if you are thinking about a position in politics, you are the reason why we are having problems in the country. Because why we want to fix the country, you are thinking about I want a position. Something must be wrong with you. Because politics have proved beyond reasonable doubt can never bring solution in our country. At this juncture, it has proved. So why can't we come together, all Zimbabweans, and say, guys, this is not it. Let's fix this country. And then we can talk about politics. When we all have rules and the rule of law has to be the supreme in the country. And criminals must be behind bars. You are being played every time elections. Forget about that. Let's talk about 2025. 2025. 2025 yatukupindai should not end until we have a solution on the table. I'm not talking about politics. A Zimbabwean solution of bringing order in this country and remove people who are not capable to deliver. It's non-negotiable. It has nothing to do with politics. Because for me, a politician is simply someone who's coming from their mother there, who want a position for his or her own benefit. In my own, I don't care your name or whoever you are. If I'm sitting here, but if a person genuinely loves Zimbabwe, should say we want this country to function for the sake of our people who are suffering, not the few that are eating and drinking, but the suffering of, I told you, I don't know how many people right now as I'm sitting, I wish I can open my phone to show you, who don't even have what to eat on Christmas Day. And you are telling me it's politics. I don't have mess on you people. I don't have mess on you. You know, my prayer is any person who have dropped their hand in the jar of the Zimbabwean state money. I don't care whether you're a politician, you are a mayor person. I said anybody who have contributed towards the suffering of the Zimbabwean people. The curse of God must reign in your family, your wife, your children, up to the 7th generation. Gone are the days when, because even pastors and prophets and teachers failed to declare the word of God in that country. For the sake of freedom, our people have suffered enough. I said any person, you know your name. If you have eaten the money through all these corrupt activities, some of you, your hands have got blood. Hey, the curse of God must, up to the 7th generation, you must not have peace in your homes. Your marriages must never work. We are sick and tired of nonsense. We have been merciful, but we no longer have mercy anymore. I said, all of you, I do not care. With that money in your house, there must be no peace in your homes until you know what's right. Because you know what? It is enough. I'm done. It's enough. May God bless you and may God bless Zimbabwe. There must be no peace in your homes. I said no peace. If that man let it be no poison in your tummies, sicknesses, my high blood pressure, you need to suffer for the evil that you've planned in that country. Any disease, diabetes, all of you must suffer for the sins that you have sown in Zimbabwe. Right now, there are kids who don't have food to eat as we get into Christmas. But money is being exchanged, right? Looting of resources. No, something has to give. I'm saying, Kenza urayana ikoko, injectane with poison. You don't deserve to live. You must suffer for the sake of Zimbabwean people to be free. That's all I can say. I love you people. Bless you. And I dare you not. I dare you. If you think you can bribe all these liars, people that you have robbed in, who are standing and lie about the church, listen. There are people that are still calling God and God answers. And let me tell you, I'm one of them. You know that scripture that says, if my people who are called by my name, right, can they actually be able to be forgiven of their sins, right? And call God in the heavens, God will hear and he's going to heal the land. I'm one of them. Trust me. You will see what's going to happen in that country. You will see. Watch and see what's going to happen in that country. I love you and God bless you all.